Cool.
Previously on LLM coding. What did we do last time? I forgot.
We added the input box, right? So last time, like 2 times before, we sort of implemented human interaction. So last time we introduced a front-end component where we can start typing and then talk to the NPC.
Okay, I remember that. So what's happening now is that Emily's trying to get the latest code to run on her computer. So we're going to help her troubleshoot first. That is, I think you just need to do yarn post install.
Oh, yarn post install?
Correct. Yes. Then you need actually you need to go to game, like just to be sure. Like
Okay.
I would just no. I mean I would just run from the game directory.
Why though?
Because you have some current, because yarn dev on the root is the alias of the yarn dev inside the game directory. Sometimes you get current directory issues, like mismatch.
Interesting. Okay.
But it shouldn't be there to begin with. I should just remove it.
Okay.
All right. So then you have a chance of testing our new onboarding process. I think you need to. Okay.
I think I was already onboarded last time.
You just totally ignore the onboarding. It's gonna block executing any workflow until you have done that onboarding. Actually.
Really?
Yes.
To continue, I thought I've already done it.
I think you're doing it in another repository. For each new project, you need to do it one more time, which I think it isn't actually kind of an issue because people ignore that.
Is it possible for me to just click the button?
Click a button.
Like instead of waiting for all those texts to finish showing up? I mean, it's nice to have, but not everyone has the patience to do it.
I can make it run faster. Yeah, press any key. That is not necessary too. I'm gonna remove that.
You gotta
press the key.
Necessary, but is it?
No, you gotta go back and press a key. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, now I think I gotta remove that.
I thought we have 3 characters now.
He's coding one of the branches.
I see.
So I guess the first thing, so what happened was, 𝗏𝗍 is our intern. Hello, 𝗏𝗍. He doesn't have a camera, but he's online right now.
Yeah, hello.
He added a third character on the branch. What's the name of the branch? Oh, actually, it's not the branch. It's your fork, isn't it?
Yeah, it's my fork.
Okay.
So, multi-speak, I think.
Okay, so there's a pull request waiting to be merged. You could either go into his fork, clone his fork, or you could just like review and merge it.
We can do that in a bit. Although, what happened to the dialog box?
You probably need to refresh it.
I thought I've already done that. So the conversation workflow added job. If the job is added, let's see. By the way, did something else change? I feel like the execution is very static key?
I don't think I can change touch any of the control part. It was just as is.
Like, it's not as smooth as before. Did something change with the way the characters move?
Not really, no.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh, can I change the position for the guy for now? Should I do that now?
Why?
Because I can just change it in 1 minute. So I thinking.
So what does the console say? Is there any errors?
I don't think so.
I mean the console on the Node.js side.
Sorry, wrong window. Should be this. No error. But then there's no, like, we usually see a bunch of logs being printed out. Not sure why it's not happening today. Is it because of my Ollama? It is working. Has it ever happened to you?
Maybe you need to restart. I think the first time onboarding probably kind of messed something up. So maybe just try restart and rerun it.
Okay.
Okay, you have this.
Hello World server. I think it's looking better this time. Ah, nice. Yeah, somehow it feels very buggy. Not in the sense that there's any error, but it's kind of glitchy.
I don't actually. Let me check.
Yeah, like even typing is not that smooth anymore. Like for example, I've been trying to type hello there.
It works for me.
If I type really fast, it missed the O. Like I was trying to type hello. See?
Let me try to run it on my computer and see.
Okay. I mean, it could just be that my laptop is slower or... Wait, this whole thing's running on the PC. Right.
I mean, it's super smooth for me on my laptop.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's your laptop.
Yeah, probably. Let me see if I can close down anything. Okay. I think I only have the essential stuff. Anyway, so seems like everything's working. What's our plan today?
You want to take a look at 𝗟𝗃𝗃𝗃 three character code, and if looks good, I think we can just merge it.
Might as well. Let's just do it. And then if there's any bug, that can be the agenda for today. How do I?
There's an open pull request on the repository.
Okay. Let's find the GitHub page. Let me quickly log into my GitHub two-factor authentication app. Where is it? Give me 1 sec. 258-687. Confirm. Cool. Oh, right. It's not in auto live lower third. It's in. Cool. Let's see what's being changed.
Can you zoom in a little bit, because it's a little hard to see from the
Right.
screen share?
Better?
Yes, better. Thank you.
Okay. A lot of these were copied from the existing character, right?
Yes, that's just a straight copy from robot.tsx.
Okay.
It's a new character. Yeah, I think 𝗟𝗃𝗃 we need to merge these.
So
there's so much like duplicate code right now.
right. So do we added 2 characters, one alien?
Now,
one...
why is the figure, the other is the character? So the other has some control logic about its movement and positions and whatnot. Alien is strictly just a 3D model.
Okay. Cool. And then game. Oh, so Guy is the new NPC.
Guy is the new NPC, yes. And his name is Guy. That's actually a name.
Yeah, for sure.
Except I would, I would make it gender neutral, but it's fine. Guy. What's our 4th character's name?
No.
Guy. Okay. Yeah, I can see there's a lot of repetitions here. Oh, by the way, if you changed the workflow.conversation.test into 3 characters, is it actually using 3 workers?
It's still one. Like we kind of folded everything into one worker, which is character worker. We only need one worker because conceptually it generates for one character at a time. And a lot of those logic can be reused. It's just like each time the prompt for each character is slightly different because they have different personalities. That's about it.
Right. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Whose turn? I see. Makes sense.
So what's happening right now is we have a turn controller that sort of decides whose turn it is to talk, because we are still kind of real-time system.
Mhm.
So that turn controller used to control two characters. So we use, the number of lines mod 2 to decide if it's Morgan's turn versus Jeremy's turn, because those are the names of our character. Now we have 3. So what do we do? We what do we do? Oh, we use the number of lines mod the number of characters to decide whose turn it is. And it works.
Cool. I mean, I wouldn't mind merging it. It's just the minor formatting things in the way we name the files. Again, not a deal breaker. Let's just merge it.
Okay, you do that. You merge.
Cool. Let me just... Do we want to squash it?
Nah. I think he's made a bunch of changes. He made 4 commits. Each
Okay.
sort of have distinct purpose. One is for the back end, the other is for the front end. It's a pretty big pull request.
Okay.
This.
Cool. Wait, why do I... Oh, I don't have to add a comment. I can just merge.
Yeah.
Cool. So now I can go back and pull.
Let's try play 3 characters.
CD game and then yarn dev.
Oh, by the way, all our characters are coming from this guy. His name is what's his name? 𝗟𝗶𝘃𝗲𝗃. That's his name. 𝗟𝗶𝘃𝗲. Credit to 𝗟𝗶𝘃𝗲 for all the characters.
Cool.
What
Glitch gone.
What is it doing there? Why is it doing that?
I'm really not sure because I haven't got to change the movement part.
Is that not expected? The way
Yeah.
over? I
That-
thought
Okay, apparently I didn't write that movement logic. So the way it moves is whenever it detects a change, a delta in the position, it triggers one of the actions.
Yes.
I think it has like actions for walking, for running, for whatever. So maybe it's a misconfiguration. It's supposed to walk, but instead it's rolling.
Yes.
fancy.
And it's not quite moving. You see that? The little robot is following the guy, but alien is not.
I haven't.
Technically, it is moving. It is getting closer to me, no?
Yeah, I think there's a major bug. I think we need to fix that because I'm pretty sure that there's some shared position between the NPC 1 and NPC 2. Because they're sharing a lot of state internally. Okay. Yeah, okay. The moving mechanism, I don't want to dwell too much on that because that comes from the game repository, which is just a distraction, to be honest. And I made it further even more distracting by making the NPC follow the guy around. Okay. We do have a few things that like we immediately see that we need to fix. One is now that we have 3 people, they take turns. Okay, it's always you, the robot, and the alien. But then the problem is what the robot said just kind of flashes for a second and disappears.
True.
Because we run a very fast language model. There's no pausing for you to actually read the text, so you will have no idea what it just said.
Yeah.
That we need to fix. Okay, among probably a bunch of other things. So
True.
item 2 on the agenda today is to make a list of what we plan on doing next.
Okay.
Those are item 3 is to pick the next item in the list that we just made. Do you want to do the GitHub project thing?
Right. Let's see. How do I create a project here? New project. Team planning. Oh, echo enhancement list. Cool. How do I save it? Autosave. All right. So looks like we need to make all NPCs dialog box present.
Should we okay, let's think about the design here for a second. Should we how would a normal game solve this? You don't ever display 2 dialogues at the same time, right? Because that's just too much clutter. Is it fair to assume that, or like you display one thing at a time? Like even after we especially after we introduce voice, which we might pretty soon, you gotta get one person take a turn to talk, 1 person per turn.
True. I guess most of the game I've played, it's the player talking to one NPC at a time. So I haven't really seen this issue popping up yet. But honestly, even if there's 2 dialogue box, I wouldn't mind.
But you don't even know which one's first. Which one you need to read first.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Do we want one box over here and then keep concatenating the content then?
Does that make sense though?
I mean, like normally when you have multiplayer type of games, they usually have a dialogue box at the bottom left corner.
You want to do that?
We could do that as well. Or we still have 2 dialogue boxes, but the most recent one will be looking like this, while the previous one sort of have a kind of transparent background. Would that help?
What about a third dialogue shows up? What if?
You sort of just have a color scale. That's probably messy.
I'm not sure about that. It's feels like there's a lot of things going on the screen.
Yeah. Or we can just put all the dialogues in one box at the corner. Would that help?
I think the dialog box will be
Yeah,
a
but
better
but
option.
you can't do that. Okay, okay. So it's sort of like chat history, and it's got a stack on top of each other, one by one, like that.
Kind of.
Then it still runs super fast. What if you have 5 people and you got 5 in a row? I don't know. Okay, should we actually have some kind of like a user intervention? It's basically a pause, and then
Or
When
we
it's
can.
generating too fast, have a pause.
if you look at typical RPG game, right? So it's
Mhm.
one thing at a time, and you press space, the next thing happens. You press space, the next thing happens. Is it true though, 𝗙𝗃?
Yep, that's what they mostly do. So you press one key and then you go to the next people's talk. So
Mhm.
yeah,
But what if like there are 3 people talking at the same time?
still same thing. Like he finished the first sentence, you press 1, and then he goes to his next sentence. And then if they switch character, you do the same thing, like 1 sentence per click, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you could just like write down the problem. We don't have an immediate solution right now, but
Okay. I see.
yeah, I think there's a lot of text already, like for just one box. If you have like
True.
too much stuff on the screen.
That makes sense.
Okay.
So,
Let's just log the issue right now. Like, did you write down the issue, or was that the problem you just created?
uh,
Oh, need to make all NPC dialog box very present. Okay, what else?
cool. And then I guess we also need to make sure we eliminate the duplicated code for different NPC characters.
Sure.
Another way of putting that is, I guess, what happens if you have a 4th character? Because I
Yeah.
think that kind of works right now. What happens if you have a 4th and a 5th? Right? Deduplicate. We need to deduplicate that. Either way.
Okay. Another thing would be the interaction. I still think the input box leaves too much room, too
Yeah.
many options for the user, so for the player.
Yeah, most people don't even know they need to type there. Okay.
To perhaps response selection.
Sure.
TBC to be. There's one more. While I was typing, what was I thinking just now? Change the input box to response selection. Also adding intro. or pilot plots when supervisor changes the scene or chapter.
Yep.
That's one. And then what else? What else?
There's one another thing, but I forgot. I just thought of it, but I forgot. There's a whole bunch. Like it's not immediate feature, but we do want to move towards simulating a complex world, right? The prerequisite for that, I believe, is to introduce long-term memory for each individual character. But I just don't want to introduce memory for the sake of introducing memory. I want it to be driven by a feature, right? So when things get complex enough, that's when the time to call for like a complex solution, like memory and such.
Okay.
So in what scenario are we going to start using RAG like architecture, like we call very long-term memory, for example?
Okay.
Are we there yet? Like, how do we move towards that? Because that's the part where I think is going to be the most interesting. So how do we just keep adding more characters that make them have each different role, have complex interaction? Do we divide them into rooms? Do we let them talk among groups to each other, and each of them make a decision, and then sort of collectively something happens? Like, what are we trying to do here? So we talked about if there needs to be direction. We kind of briefly discussed. Wait, Rinchi, did you want to say something? Did someone say something?
No, not me.
We talked about making it a shop. That's one possibility.
Right.
Or replicate the generative agent scenario, from the paper, where there's a small town of 12 people. That's always an option because it's already being done.
Okay. Although if you introduce 12 people, is the interaction still going to be linear?
That's a good question. We got to find out. I would even say that do you really need it? Yeah, if it's that complex, then we need to figure something out. There's got to be some kind of parallel processing or some kind of a coarser granularity in terms of pushing the plot forward. In the sense that maybe you don't need to generate exactly all the dialogues. If some character is very far away from you, you just need to generate a summary. That type of thing, because we haven't thought it through.
Okay.
But I digress. I think that's probably a little bit like the way in the future, but just thinking out loud, like just thinking about what I said, maybe we need a more complex scenario. Either it could be a shop, it could be a town,
Okay.
Hospital.
I think we need to introduce a goal.
A goal for whom?
That's a great question. It's almost like a goal for the entire community.
That could help, yes.
It's not exactly a goal for a particular person, although when you, let's say hypothetically, I introduce a goal for the current round of game, then the two NPCs have to assume some sort of persona that will help me achieve this goal.
Yeah. Oh yeah, if we get more complex, we need to start get a language model to write some of these characters, like their background story and whatnot.
Yeah.
But that's another story. Actually, related to that, I just thought about it. We need to introduce more complex actions or states into the world and make it, like, for example, like, can we somehow, I think even like, say, for example, get the characters to move on their own, on their own volition, I think would be a great improvement. The way you work that is maybe you make LLM generate like a JSON that says move from target to target. I think that would be improved. At least they can start moving now. They have the concept of spatial relations and that. Or maybe you could how about we just break them down and add all of them? Then we can talk about it later. Let's brainstorm. Okay, so I would add an item called add space, add movement. Well, what's that? Oh, sorry, position and movement. Position and move action, like allow the LLM to move instead of just talking. Yeah, that would be interesting. I think another thing that'd be interesting though is a prerequisite for building shops is to add a concept of, I don't know, wallet balance of each person.
Okay.
So if someone is loaded,
Would that
rich,
be state or
by that I mean, like, it's easy to create a state, right?
right.
Just add a variable in the memory. Like in our case, we add it to the workflow and pass the state around, and maybe store the state in a Redis or database somewhere. What's more difficult is to get to the LLM. Number one, to be aware of that state. Number two, to manipulate the state. I think that's what I meant, like, by these states. They all need to be connected to the LLM, otherwise it's kind of pointless. So right. What else? So and the back to what you just said. So if we introduce more complex states into the game, does that facilitating in creating a common goal, for example, a scenario? Does that help?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Like, say, if you are a shop, for example, and your goal is to make $100,000 a cash flow, that's your goal right there. Right, we need to achieve a common goal. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Okay, do we have anything else?
So we have the overarching goals. We want the NPCs to move more freely, I guess. And then
To move on their own will.
right. And then we also want to introduce additional states. So does that mean a summary? So currently we have one summary worker or state manager. Is that sufficient?
I guess not. You definitely would have a whole bunch of new agents to do the job.
True. So as a follow-up for this, is one state manager worker sufficient to be tested.
I think one thing I learned though from like, because we're operating on these like small LLMs, like 7B models.
Mhm.
I think one guiding principle is that not to overwhelm them with complex instructions. For example, make them output 2 things at a time. I think that would be a little bit stretch. Maybe 2 is
Okay.
okay. But if you have 2 sort of related but separate objectives and you want to output them in one go, I think it might struggle a little bit. That'd be my guess. So
Yes.
yeah, unless they're super related, like maybe if say you make the NPC talk and you make the NPC take an action, something like that. Oh, I don't mean to write it down, but sure, you can write it down. I was just talking to myself.
Okay. I think we have a decent backlog to start with.
Okay, so which one do we start first today? Which one is the kind of blocks everything else?
Probably this one, to be honest. It's kind of annoying to test when you don't have the dialog box present.
Yeah, I think that's kind of easy to fix on the workflow side. Just introduce very similar to how you pause the user input.
Yeah. I guess the other backend related topics are important as well, but I just don't know if we can get started today, or do we want to talk more before coding anything up?
Sorry, what backend related topic?
Like for example, adding for example, controlling the positions or introducing additional states. Are we clear already on how to implement these?
Nope.
Okay.
We're gonna talk, like have a separate discussion on each one of them, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, they're kind of easy, but there's always details that you left out. Kind of easy in the sense that it's a variable in memory,
Mhm.
and in order for the language model to perceive the state, you just passing a JSON, I imagine.
Yep.
And in order for the NPC to update the state, for the agent to update the state, you just make it to output a JSON.
Yep.
But it's easier said than done because there's a lot of proper nuances into these things.
I feel like all these state-related stories might be dependent on generalizing the front-end code. Otherwise,
Why though? Because today you have 3, then that's enough for you to have very complex state system.
right. I guess, but we just need to do a bit of rework once front-end is generalized.
I mean, I kind of feel that state thing is kind of orthogonal to the character things we have right now.
Really?
In a way, yeah. Because we don't need to do much. Like, you just get sort of you have a state controller.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely, it's probably not even driven by LLM. It's driven mechanically by code.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other part you need to generalize is that instead of maybe, like for example, get the character, instead of getting character just to talk, you get a character to start outputting actions.
Okay.
Right? So whenever there's action that comes out, the state manager is aware of the action that the character just took and just sort of just alter the state accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
And then you output a new state.
Okay.
All of what I said, I don't think it requires generalization of front-end MPC code.
Okay.
Right. Does that make sense?
Sure. I guess I'm just thinking once you generalize that all the states will be managed by probably one central variable or object, then the way, for example, if I do the story right now, I can isolate the characters. For example, I can just control the flipping alien without controlling the yellow guy. Once you generalize all the NPCs, then the way I'm passing the object back, does it change by any chance?
Sorry, does what change?
So, for example, currently I can just pass the state for one guy back to the front end.
Yeah.
Once you have one centralized state on the front end as well, does that mean I'll have to pass that entire object to the front end?
No. You're passing whatever part you like. So, for example, you can make it fairly modular. So, for example, if one character named Guy, he's one of the characters.
Okay.
And you could make a specialized input out for the Guy, and make your backend only output actions or stuff related to Guy, and make something dedicated for him. That's one way to do it.
Okay.
I mean, the Guy doesn't need to have the entire state of the game. Guy only needs to know, okay, where am I? What action do I take next? Where do I stay next?
Okay. So do I ever have to worry about front end and back end having inconsistent current snapshot?
I think it's
like I don't
there's
even
always that issue, but it's a purely coding mechanical issue. It's like you pass sufficient state to update the UI, like whatever constitutes sufficient, right? So it's if you like you can modularize it, you can pass the whole thing as an entire object to all the components all the time, which I don't think is necessary.
Okay.
You have so much stream, a whole bunch of streams. You just subscribe to stream and you get rid of information.
Okay.
You adhere to a general principle that state should always come from the server, then I don't think it's a lesson issue. Even though there are local or temporary consistencies, there's a mechanism for you to sort of flush it out, and then periodically it just sort of resets everything, and front end gets synced up.
Okay.
I think like I guess an example is one of those like real time, say, first person shooter game or car racing game, a multiplayer car racing game.
Okay.
A lot of times packets got lost, and then there's little disconnect between what do you think the server is happening and what is front end is happening. Well, in that case, periodically you get a whole snapshot of what's going on, and all the states gets updated.
Okay.
So it's always server pushes to the client, but it depends on how diligent the server is and how good a connection you have.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, I think it's a sort of architecture issue.
Okay.
And what do you input? I think the input here is very limited. Like humans don't do much. Sometimes they click a button, sometimes they click next button, sometimes they type in a sentence. So there's not a lot of bi-directional data exchange. It's just like mostly one-way server pushing to the client. So I think that's easier to handle.
I see. Okay. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting this one started. For example,
Okay.
have the
That's
LLM
a fun one. Yeah. Okay.
introduce the position. It looks like it's an independent task.
Okay. Yeah, I think there are benefits. Sure, we can do that. Yeah. It'd be pretty cool if we get the NPC to move on its own volition, like sort of after a thinking process. Hello? Did I just drop?
Yeah. I
Okay.
don't know whether
I
it
was
was
saying,
me or
yeah, oh, it's me, because my live stream kind of was choppy at the same time. So I was saying if we can get the LLM to think and start moving the character, I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try that. So what do we do? Do we need the whiteboard or something?
One sec. I just thought of something. Oh, okay. It's already written here. Okay. Yeah. Let's maybe do a whiteboard. Was it Myro?
Yeah, I think that's the one. So, yeah.
Cool.
Okay, let's think this through.
It is loading. So where were we last time?
Yeah, I think that's the one.
Okay.
Is this the one? Yeah, this is the. I think so. Yeah.
It does say option 1, option 2, but that's basically equivalent to our input box.
Right, that's not very accurate. So, okay, let me copy this. Let me copy this. Let me paste it down here. All right. It's just that the character. Okay, let me try something super naive. Okay, let me just get rid of the human input right for now.
Okay.
If we just instead of just get the character to control the dialogue, we now get a character to either output I'm running out of shape, a dialogue, or an action, a move. Just keep it super simple.
Okay. Wouldn't it be weird if I talk to you and then instead of replying, you jumped?
We'll find out. Is that weird?
Like, for example, if I say, "Hi, how's it going?" Are you gonna jump or are you gonna say something?
So it should be an either or decision. That's what I mean. Like you either choose to talk, or you choose to walk. Sometimes you walk, sometimes you talk, sometimes you feel the conversation has ended. You
Okay.
walk, you do something else, you got distracted, or maybe can you talk and walk at the same time? I'm not sure
I
if it's like
saw
asking someone.
it could be a sequential, like, for example, you first decide whether or not to talk, and then you decide whether or not to move.
Okay, so I can kind of see that, you can. I think this is not too much a stretch. You can probably do this via one shot. As for example, action, talk,
Mm-hmm.
message, blah blah blah. The next thing you do, maybe it's a sequence of actions like this, and then the next thing, maybe no more than two. For example, action, walk, direction, um, towards some object. Because I think you need to structure that because you don't want it to sort of output super concrete coordinates. I think it's probably gonna fail. Then you sort of do it sequentially,
Okay.
or you could choose to just talk, or you could choose to just walk.
Do you think one LLM call can handle both actions?
It's fairly sequential. I think you can handle that if you can come up with like complex plots.
Okay.
I think. I don't know.
So let's say we limit the actions to talk and then walk. You
Yeah.
have four directions: left, right, top, down. And then you can also jump or squat. So essentially, you have 6 movements.
But then, yeah, my question is though, jump is fine. Okay, jump is like maybe you talk and excited jump.
Yep.
Walking though, should you walk in one direction? Like does the language model even know what it means to walk? Like what's up there? Like if you walk, it instructs to walk up. That is it. So it needs to be aware of the map first.
Okay.
I think that adds to complexity.
Right.
Or like if you want to go to super granular, X and Y, I don't think you can achieve that. Yeah, and maybe some of the larger models probably with the super good reasoning abilities.
Okay.
I kind of doubt like a small model can do this.
Okay.
There are papers where GPT-4 is capable of doing this kind of room reasoning.
Right.
You're in this room. Oh, what should you do? Move left and walk to the next room. Yeah, I can do something like that. Move that and move forward. But I think it's sort of
Yeah.
adding a lot of burden.
True. But then I guess I sort of want the movement to mean something. I can easily set up a worker where it just randomly tell the character to jump. But so for today, for this particular task, what do we want to achieve? Like an initial front end back end setup?
Good question.
Or do we want to achieve some sort of
I
reason?
kind of feel based on our experience, I feel front end can always be an afterthought. Once you can really nail the back end,
Yeah.
you output structured JSON, okay, well, I can totally do front end now.
Yeah.
So we can just focus purely on back end, I think.
True.
I think for the goal though, I'm just thinking like if we introduce something super simple, like say there's a dialogue,
Mm-hmm.
there is a tree. Okay, tree is probably too static. What else? Like some interesting object.
Okay.
A ball. Okay, let's do a ball. Let's do a ball.
Okay.
A 1 meter tall ball. Okay, is in the room. Is in the room.
Right.
So the person could choose to either walk towards another person,
Mm-hmm.
or could choose to walk towards the ball.
Right. Okay.
Is that too trivial?
No, it's not too trivial at all. So for example, if you want to do that kind of interaction, assuming, let's say the setup is I'm the player, there's an NPC, there's a ball in the room.
Right.
So at this point, I can choose to either go to the person or go to the ball. So that would be an action. But in terms of the
Or do we need two things to sort of make them be able to walk back and forth, like say?
I mean, back and forth is just one walking motion towards different direction, right? You can do action walk, destination, the coordinate of the person or the coordinate of the ball or your original coordinate. That's just one thing.
Yes.
Right. But my question is your action. So the new action we're introducing, is it still controlled by the same turn controller?
If we want to keep it simple, we make one character move at a time.
Okay.
Then we can make it. Yeah, I think it's always to keep it simple for now, and then just make somehow parallelize them a little bit, tiny bit.
So let's say our current setup is the character talks something and then make an action based on what he just said. Does that sound like a good starting point?
But what I mean is like I was talking about like even a more generalized version. What if you just let LLM to decide? Should it talk and walk, then talk, or just walk?
Okay, we can do that as well. We can do that.
Or talk, walk at the same time. Like you can define that as well. I don't think it's that complicated. Like so, for example.
Yeah, you basically have like action talk and then action walk and then action talk and action walk.
Yeah, just have nested array. Like this means do two things simultaneously.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, and next. So next step, you do that. For example.
I'm guessing this requires instruct model.
Yep. We're using that already.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Let's try.
One related question. Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. But one related question though. Let's just think out loud for a little bit. Like, what kind of state do we put into the character such that it can generate stuff like this?
Yeah.
Let's do a thinking exercise, for example. Like, can we think of a scenario where what's a story where a person needs to walk towards something? A ball? So stupid.
I guess some sort of bizarre object showed up that might be relevant to the conversation. So I wanna go there and inspect it.
I'm just thinking from engineering, so let me think through this. You're a character writer, blah blah. You write Jeremy, our favorite character. Okay. What? Maybe give it background story, right? Our usual stuff. And then what's in the room? Oh, what's in the vicinity?
Okay.
A ball, 1 meter tall. radiating
Radiating.
emanating lights.
Okay.
And then Morgan. And then Guy. You can even maybe do his coordinates as like on the so just to make it easier, like north corner. Is that necessary? South corner. And your action.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe give the one-shot learning. Okay, so give that one your action. You need to output in the format like this. Give it a format, and then maybe give an example for like for example. And then something like this.
Do you need to specify what kind of actions are allowed?
Oh, yes. Allowed. Actions allowed. Type. Name. Block. Description. This is essentially function calling. Okay.
Okay. Is Mistral good enough for function calling?
I think so. Yep. People use that for function calling.
Okay.
Yep. Something like this. Is this good?
Yeah, I think it's good enough.
Okay. One small point though. I think even you can just go over like what's in the vicinity. Even this, you could do type, person, name, object. Oh, sorry, type object. Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right, instead of this. Because I think language model is fully capable of just perceiving JSON as is.
Okay.
It's just JSON, you know. It's
Right.
it can read it. It can read it.
Okay.
So this is the kind of prompt we need to come up with.
Okay. So the actions allowed name description is the description for the function call, or
Right, like just give it the general description, like this will change. And maybe some rules as well, like
yeah.
The character needs to move toward a person to be close to a person in order to talk to them. Stuff like this.
Okay. Okay.
I think it's gonna work.
Okay.
I just made this whole thing up, but I think it's gonna work.
Okay. Cool. So let's see. So again, going back to our flow, once it's, for example, Jeremy's turn, the character decides on the action, and the action is passed to the summary/state. How does that work?
Well, summary just receive this and make a summary of what just happened. Jeremy did this, did that. Morgan did this, did that. A whole dump, and summary summarizes.
When you're making an action accordingly on the front end, that's coming out of character currently, right? It's not coming out of summary, if I remember correctly.
Oh, the whole thing.
Okay.
Like, we're not talking about any human control yet. So the whole thing is emulated world that runs on its own.
Okay.
Then you think of, okay, how am I going to intervene? So maybe I pause here. I take the action on behalf of the human, the thinking machine, right? The same deal. But for now, like, do you see that I removed the human part?
Right.
I removed the human part. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So to do this though, because what I was thinking is just trying to see if we can succeed in making these things move autonomously on the screen.
Okay.
And then if we get to do that, then I think it's super easy to control, like add in human control here. You just interfere whenever. You can interfere here, you can interfere here.
Okay.
Same deal.
Okay. I see. I might just have to go back to the front end code and see what is the front end listening to right now.
Oh, we need to change the whole front end.
Yes.
It does have its own state management. It's using certain object manipulation state management, but those will come from the backend, at least partially. So at least the movement and everything, yeah, they will need to be refactored.
Okay. So just quickly use job binding. So it's subscribing to this. So how are they using conversation job? Okay. So they are listening to character talk. Okay.
Yeah, just get it to listen to the action and then perform the action on the front end. Then
Well-
you just to make sure you periodically update the position of all characters. You keep a record on the server side just in case. Maybe periodically. We're gonna figure out, like, periodically how often, or if ever, do a snapshot update of all the characters and resets everything if it's ever needed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If the source of truth comes from server, I think it's a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. So I guess we can go ahead and start modifying character worker.
All right. What is like a super small thing we can do first to sort of achieve what we just talked about?
Yeah, I'm thinking the same. I believe it's doing gen.
Okay. How about I think instead of gen prompt, we should think about schema first. Just sort of the change of schema a tiny bit. And see what happens.
Change the schema a tiny bit. Okay. Sorry, let me just quickly recap on character spec and character worker. So this is a generalized character worker that can represent any arbitrary character, right? And
Correct.
it's currently either taking in a schema from turn controller and state manager, or it could be a user intervened input and then it's trying to output who said what.
Yeah.
So looks like we'll have to change this. Perhaps because sometimes you're saying something, but sometimes you're doing something.
I think, or just a list of actions you take.
Right. So what if we just change here and then correct errors along the way?
Sure.
So that would still be from action.
Do you want to do a maybe enumeration? Just to limit what you can do, say or move.
Fair enough. Actions enum. So you can walk, you can talk, and then is that it?
Well, what else do you want? Or we're gonna try jump first instead of talking. Actually, jumping is even easier if you want to do that.
Probably.
Wait, do we have jump? I don't think. Oh, sorry, we don't have jump on the front end.
I mean, we're just testing things. So jumping, we can implement that on the front end later on. So walk, talk, jump. Cool. And then character worker, then this should be actions enum. Cool.
You want to just do one action at a time?
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. One action at a time.
So it's either gonna walk, it's either gonna talk, or is it gonna jump?
Right. Although when it's talking, do we also want to emit the actual content?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you want to do a finer thing, like you could have two-stage control decision. One is like, what do you want to do? The other things, if you decide to talk, what do you want to say? But I think we only do that when when one model, like one query, doesn't do the job very well.
Okay.
That's when we split it into two. But I don't think we're there yet. Maybe it is fully capable, just making decision and having very good conversation, just like before.
Right. So do we just want to test out the actions enum for now? Or are we...
I don't think walk is very well defined. What does it mean, walk? Where?
Like, I feel like you sort of need a destination for walk. You need a line for the talk.
Right. So in that case, okay, sorry, I take it. Maybe you should do a union type, not a enum.
Yeah, like that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking as well. Z dot union. So it would be Z dot union requires a list, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Z dot object, and that would be
Oh, it's done. It's already done for you. Say, oh, think. All right, think. That's a interesting one.
talk,
Should we get to think? That's an interesting one.
think, message, or walk, destination.
Thinking is very important. Then it started constructing its internal memory, having reflection and all that.
Man, that's scary. Skynet.
All right. Do you want to implement think though right now or later?
Maybe talk. Let's stick
Yeah.
with talk for now.
I think think will make this thing super interesting. People having a little, calculation, internal dialogue and whatnot.
Let's just call it action.
Taking care of your own interest, yeah, that would be really, really interesting. Okay. Wait, should it be actions or action? Action or actions?
I want to say it's allowed.
No. I mean, sorry. I think this one should be just like action schema, just to keep things consistent.
Oh, okay.
At least you get it to know. And the other thing, I think you have an action colon. I think there should be actions. Oh, this is the array. Yeah, you're right. And then, yeah, that one should be actions. Yeah, okay.
Right. Okay.
All right, just a time check. We have probably 40 minutes left, so let's see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. We'll get wherever we can get today. So if whose term?
Yeah, this you don't need to change. Okay.
Yeah. If not line, then what if we comment this L for now, just for the sake of testing?
What does this do again? Oh, user input. Oh, yeah, we don't need that. Yeah.
It's trying to do user intervention. If not line, then
So now instead of a single string, you need to output a complex array of things.
right.
So that array is actually legit. You just gotta.
Yes. So I will have to modify this for sure.
Yeah.
Gen prompt state, and that is instructions.
So yeah, I think it starts off with directive. Yeah, these all of this needs to be typed out. So I heard that Cloud 3 is really good at generating prompts.
Oh, I don't have a Cloud 3 account yet.
I have API access. So I'm gonna. Okay, while you try this, I'm gonna see what it tells me.
Okay. Let me just.
Holy cow, you wouldn't believe this.
Okay.
I think I just kind of did a job for you.
Okay, the prompt part.
I copy and paste our draft prompt into Cloud3's prompt, asking like, please refine this prompt and give me a complete prompt.
Okay.
That's crazy. All right, I'm gonna copy and paste that too.
Okay.
I think that's a much better starting point. Okay, hold on. But you still need to do Sorry, let me try to get it to do one more thing. This is wild. This is wild.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna copy and paste that to you in a second.
So the parsing JSON response part, I guess it's not necessarily next message. It should be next action.
Okay, big dump incoming. 1 second.
Okay, type of message type destination or end true. If ascended, then otherwise return response JSON.
Yeah, I don't think we need the ended part. Like, since it never worked.
Probably not, right? Okay.
Yeah, we don't need all that.
Okay, that's what I thought. So I really just need so that would mean line
Yeah, maybe let rename the line to something else. Yeah, here you need actions. I think it's actions. Yeah.
why is it
But how come you only have one line? The JSON should give you one of the many.
Whoa, so when you return it, it should be multiple s 𝗟𝗃. Do I just add this? Return null. Let's assume I'm always returning this. You know what? I've been repeating this typing for a number of times. I am gonna do type actions equals 𝗟𝗃 type of array action schema.
Wait, z.array. I thought actions already is an array.
No, action schema is an object if you wrap it within array, but it doesn't like this.
Yeah, I mean, why not just make action schema an array?
Ah, right. True. This is probably easier. And then action schema. Action schema. If not,
is that will never be executed.
right.
You need to make it nullable, I think.
Right. If not actions, then actions equals this. And then going back to actions, not parse JSON, then what I want is
Sure.
cool. So what is it still complaining about? Parameters not assignable to null.
Parse JSON response still returns a string, I think.
What?
Oh, it does? Does it? No. Oh no. Never mind.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Let's see. Cool. So now I want to copy your block of.
It's a good starting point. I didn't bother to. I should change it, but I think it's sufficiently good. It has the basic of what we want.
Okay. I want something that's sufficiently good. I don't need a perfect thing. So
Yeah, let's just redo the whole thing. Yeah.
Uh,
And then I do think though, what's in the vicinity? You might.
Let me just
what's in the vicinity? You need to pass that in, right? Actually, let me think about it. Do you need to do one shot learning?
I'm worried if you do one shot, it will always return you that one shot example.
Yeah, you're right. There was interference. So okay, let's try with zero shot first.
Okay. So
the problem with zero shot though is it outputs weird stuff. Sometimes, a lot of times. Okay, let's see this.
So you're a character writer for a game. Your task is to write the actions and dialogue for the character named.
Yeah, that needs to be parameterized.
Was it role? Use the provided context, vicinity information, allowed actions, and rules to guide Jeremy's behavior. Role. Behavior interactions within the game world.
Context.
Text.
Okay. Do you want all the roles to have the same role?
Oh, no. This should be the directive thing.
we should we rename that to personalities or something like that?
Sure. Context. And
So I
then
do think directive have like some actual thing that you don't need. If you look in the directive, as like duplicate redundant instructions.
your conversation writing
You
is
don't need all that actually. Yeah, you need a part that describes this person. Not even your job to play main character, to be honest. Oh, sure, you can. Yeah, sure. What did he write? Leaving? Oh, he often sometimes he messes things up. Okay.
do we need this? Probably not. Right.
Nope, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it will mess things up. Okay. So what's in the vicinity? Type object.
I think this shouldn't be hard coded. This also should be passed in as part of the
Sure, but do we have? Let's just pass in a hard. Actually, let me put this into a object
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
for now. Const vicinity. Let's just format this a bit. Do I have to do the JSON string?
Yeah. Otherwise, it's gonna be bracket object.
I see. Okie dokie.
They put in a new line, so they, yeah. What's in the vicinity? Putting new line. Yeah, sure. Okay.
Actions allowed. Let's do the same thing. Oh wait. Walk, talk, inspect.
Yeah.
Should we have a generic description or?
Yeah. Generic is fine because Jeremy, the name Jeremy is not necessary.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think it's necessary. Should we allow inspect though, because it's not part of the?
Yeah, I was gonna take that. Wait, actually, just change it to jump.
Then you need to change the description as well. Okay.
Person, whatever.
So when you define a walk, did you define an actual parameter or just walk?
There's a destination.
Okay, so you need to tell it that. I think the way you tell it is
Parameter.
yeah, parameters. And then do it like in a JSON schema type of fashion. So it's name, destination, yeah, and then type, which is string, description. Yeah. Okay.
Come on.
No. Jump.
The characters can jump up in place. Let's just do this.
Okay.
Action allowed. Awesome. Rules. The character needs to be close to a person in order to talk to them. The character needs to be close to an object in order to inspect or perform actions on it. Output your response in JSON format, adhering action. Oh,
I mean, you just give an example, like whatever.
so talk, message, okay. Action.
I think one example is enough. Like maybe just talk.
I would do parameter name.
Wait, why is it parameter name? No, wait, it makes no sense.
Because if it's walk, then it would be destination.
Wait, hold on. Don't we already define the structure of that? I think that part is just entirely redundant. Adhering to the following structure.
Right, probably.
Where is the part that where you give it the JSON?
Here.
You still that. Oh, actions allowed. Yeah. Yeah, maybe just say adhere to actions allowed. The formatting, the formatting, the format structure, whatever. And then give it an example. Yeah, I think you still need an example, just to be extra clear. And then okay, let me think, because you're using instruction mode.
Right.
Are we using this correctly? I think so. Okay.
Yeah, wait. Normally your instruction should be like before you had the non-responding part in instruction.
Yeah, good point.
So
maybe just exclude the example out of the instruction. I don't know exactly how that works, but let's try, because it doesn't quite matter, but sometimes it matters. I think it matters when you have one shot or two shots. But sure, just take instruction out of that, and then.
okay.
And then okay, I think you still need to give it an actual instruction, like a format at the end, just to make sure. Do a bracket instruct at the end, like open after /s, I think. Before. Sorry, before.
What do I want?
Like the bracket instruction. Yeah, remove the slash. And then do your JSON. The same line. Your JSON response, for example, your JSON response, colon, bracket slash instruct. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's try this.
I just want to format it. Do I still need to pass in the current state though?
Yeah, we're gonna need state.
Also, the thing that's gonna be tricky is how do we accumulate the states now?
Well, exactly the same way we did before.
Right. So if we go back to, is this summary?
Yeah.
Right. When we emit.
You change this as well. Yes.
Yeah, it's not that easy.
But you have to do it.
Right. Does that mean all the game state schema will change?
I don't think you need to change the game schema yet, because the game state can currently just sort of ignore the actions. It can output the action, but the summary is not. Okay, it's going to summarize maybe in the text part of the summary, but it doesn't have to be part of the dialogue.
Okay. Okay.
Or you can change everything in one go. I think maybe that's ideal. But
let's maybe just try. So you're emitting the actions here. And then I will have to accept action schema.
Correct.
Right. Just so action schema, which means let.
This is fine. Yeah, this is fine. Yep.
Message would be, I'll just do a JSON.
Actually, I think it's just easy just to change recent history right now. Just to make it just to make it record the actions.
Okay.
Like say message. Sure. Yeah. I think that's probably the easiest thing to do.
So where did we define?
Yeah. Just follow that and then change that as well.
So this is the actions.
Yep.
And then coming back, where is it complaining?
It's a console log.
Oh, okay. So
you could do a map. Yeah, sure. JSON string.
Cool. So it should be happy now.
It should just work.
Really?
I believe in you. It should just work.
Okay. Let's see. You mind if I rename this to character capital W worker?
Sure. Okay.
It's a minor thing, but it's bothering me. Cool. So this should just auto update, which is fine. Let's just take a quick look here. Everything is defined by variable. So that's nice. Like the good part about workflow is when I change something in the individual worker, I don't necessarily have to change a thing about my workflow.
Mm-hmm.
So going back to the test case, this should report errors because let's just do actions. For example, wrap this in an array, and we want to just action talk message.
Wait, hold on. If the talk is capitalized here, was that capitalized in the prompt?
I believe so. One sec. Character worker, just making sure. Do we actually want to capitalize these?
No.
Right. So if we quickly change this, and then I wanted to go to right, all of these are lowercase.
I think those are kind of redundant. I think we'll figure that out later. I think those can entirely be derived from Zot schema, but we will figure that out later.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
We'll figure that out later.
Yeah.
Oh, I know how. You just export your schema into JSON schema, and then you're done. But we can do that later. Because you can export Zot schema onto JSON schema. That's exactly what you need. So you keep one copy of the whole thing.
Okay.
Oh, I'm having a heart attack. No. Oh, no.
Wait. It's something about the JSON schema.
Expected
Validating
array equals received objects. Wait, hold. What?
wired. Wait. This is so. Even
Which
the first one is having a parsing error.
Do we ask it to give an array of things instead of we didn't.
Right.
I was individual actions. Yeah, it's the prompt.
Where do
It's
I
the
even
prompt. Yeah. Let's enhance the prompt. I think it's the prompt.
Right.
That's not a problem.
So actions allowed, and
Right.
then, for example,
Can we give it 2? Just so that it knows what's going on.
right.
And I think in instruction, let's make extra sure we just tell them you can have multiple actions if you see fit.
Yeah.
And then maybe one is walk, the other is say. Messy. Nice. Talk. Jump? Sure.
Let's do talk. I feel like talk is a difficult one.
It's more common. Look at this artifact. It's glowing. Wow.
Okay. So now that we've taken care of this, the other thing I'm worried about is the summary spec. So if this is actions. Oh, okay. So it should just work.
Everything should just work.
But then going back to the JSON parser, is this the right way of parsing an array?
This is just not heuristic. I say, like, if it ever extra weird stuff, like it used to do, like, sure, here is the JSON, :
Right, but shouldn't you now
Why in 10 times it does that?
Index of this and index of this? Because if
Good
you find, right?
Good catch. Okay.
Let me just add a note to find the
We should eventually get rid of this.
Okay. Cool. So now let's just
Is that stressful?
I hate testing.
What happened? What happened?
I feel like it's gonna be.
Can we wait? Invalid the literal. Okay, that's
Expected walk.
Wait, what's the output?
Why is there a massive error? Actions, walk, destination, action, talk, message.
Destination's wise old man. Did you see that?
So expected type any.
What happened?
What
happened?
I think it's expecting. So if we define.
That looks fine.
No. If we define z.array as this.
Yeah.
It should just allow for multiple options, which is fine, but.
Okay, let's see what's complaining exactly, because I haven't seen the error. And let's see the path of the error.
Error while validating data points.
By the existence,
Data.
error. Can you scroll down? Yeah, I think you scroll down. That's a little more readable. Union errors. Invalid literal. Invalid new union.
Expected talk. But what did it actually get?
Expected invalid talk. Expected talk, but undefined. What?
Invalid literal value.
Expected talk get undefined. Okay, I think it's still the format somewhere. Can I check which one where this error occurred? Yeah, we really need a visualization for this.
Right.
Can I see the name of the stream?
A
clue. Can you scroll up?
Scroll up 1 second.
Name of the stream. Let me try to find the name of the stream. Okay, it's can you scroll up a bit more? Arrow while arrow while validating data points in stream is the stream character worker to summary worker.
Okay.
Character to summary.
So it's when maybe so what is this coming from? Data.
That's the output of the character worker.
Oh man. Type.
Oh, it should be type.
Oh.
Damn it. No.
So where did I put?
Why do we not catch this? Oh, it's because of the inconsistency of. Oh, right. Yeah, these needs to be validated. Ksonified and validated. Okay.
So dumb.
Wait. I think there's more. Wait. Hold on. I think there's more.
Let's just do action.
I mean, permitted. Can you just check permitted actions? I just want to make sure.
Oh, permitted action.
Right.
Actions allowed.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't think these dictates the field name.
Yeah, these should be fine. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We need stronger type checking.
But now it should be working. I feel like I thought. Wait, I didn't see an error. But then, why are they just doing nothing?
What the hell? They never talk. Oh wait, they talk actually. Do you see that?
Right. Let me just kill this. It's too distracting. So Morgan didn't do anything. Jeremy walked and talked. Hey there, old man. What's the deal with rolling singing majiggy? Guy didn't do anything, and then Morgan walked again and talked. Excuse me, wise elder. And then Jeremy did nothing. Guy said.
It seems like they all skip a turn. What the hell?
So they talk to the old man.
Okay, should we restrict it to only the characters?
Destination. Okay.
Right.
But then why are they always skipping a turn?
Maybe it's like invalid JSON or something.
Oh.
Yeah, it could be that. I don't know. It could be invalid JSON.
It could be.
So in order to find that out, when it's invalid JSON, can we just output like type message like I'm confused or something like that?
Yes.
Instead of just empty, like so we can quickly see that.
Right. Parse if not raw. Do we have this error message somewhere?
Yeah, but I clear the screen every time.
Oh, okay.
There's like console.clear somewhere. You can comment that part out.
Then let's do something like type talk.
Yep. You still need that as action.
I really?
Yep. Just to be sure. Yep.
Okay. So
can you do a search on console.clear and just comment that part out?
console.clear.
Clear.
Oh, typo.
Yeah, just comment that part out. Okay. Needs better visualization. I'm sorry, I don't. Okay, got it.
Inspect action was allowed. Why does it think inspect is allowed? Type talk. I'm sorry, I don't understand. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you get the exact message. Okay, you get the response. Can we see the response? Okay, unexpected JSON end. You see a lot of those.
Kill it and go back to an error.
Yeah, just this one. This is the response.
Unexpected.
And then you see like there's a Jeremy walks. You see that?
Right. But I thought I was parsing I'm trying to find the ending index of this. So Jeremy walks T shouldn't matter.
And why at the beginning there wasn't a starting bracket?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, we need one shot. I think this is too unwieldy.
Yeah, it's tough. For example, this response.
It's missing.
It's missing the beginning.
Can we see the prompt again? I think it has to do with some kind of beginning character and thing. Can we see the prompt again?
Right. So back to character worker.
For example, maybe just kind of reformat it a bit. I don't know, like put one line 1 to 1 and 1 to 2 to in the same line. Sure, that works. Into one line, yeah, like 1 to 1 and 1 to 2 into one line.
1 to 1, 1 to 2.
Yeah.
Oh, 1 to 1, 1 to 2. Okay.
I don't think that kind of matters, but maybe it does. And then are we using /s/s correctly, your JSON response?
I hope so. I have to read up on the formatting, but
I think we need one shot. Like if you use one shot, it follows the format much better.
What if I do? Oh no.
You gotta escape that. Yeah.
Okay. Let's just do this and try.
Yeah. Let's not just You gotta be scientific about it and only change one thing at a time. Oh. I think it kind of worked.
No, it's not helping.
Okay. Can we see the? Can you scroll up?
So response, it's a super messy JSON here.
Yeah, and then it adds comments in the end.
So that shouldn't matter because
I mean, it's not a good thing. Like if it doesn't output exactly what you want in general. It's just not. It's super unpredictable. You can try to fight it by making more ad hoc rules. There will always be something that you miss. So it's just not a good thing to. That's why I kind of changed to one shot later. Because I know there's a leakage problem, but
honestly, I think the challenges was outputting an array. Probably just output an object at a time.
Sure, but I think it's still a hacky solution, but let's try.
So if I try to do, so instead of outputting these, so now I'm only outputting an object, which means when I parse it, I still want to look for this and this. And after I parse it, I want to put it here. Okay, let's see if this is going to help.
But you did tell it that you can.
Oh, no. One thing. Yes, you're right. So
one action. Only one action. Cool.
Let's just clear it.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe it's stretching the limit of the smaller model. Maybe. But I don't think it has yet, but oh, it's just all talk. No.
Why are they still not understanding?
Yeah. We've done this, like I've run this problem multiple times. That's why I switched to one shot. Exactly the same thing.
I would say there is minor improvement, but they're really hung up on this wise old man.
I think that's a prompting issue.
Yeah. I would say
I do remember at one point you just keep starting the sentence with let's do this, let's do that, let's not forget this, let's do that. But at a certain point, after you kind of shake up the prompt enough, it just like all of a sudden disappears.
Right.
I feel this is a similar case. Like you just kind of gotta shake it out of it by altering the structure, doing a bunch of things. We're not. If we don't have time for this today. I think next time we should just print out exactly what the prompt was generated and just sort of try to make sense of it.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a good point. But I'm honestly happy with what we've done today.
Cool. Yeah. Almost there.
Yeah.
Do you want to make a branch and push? Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, it was a pretty fundamental change in terms of like altering the schema across workers, but really using Livestack, it's pretty easy to do.
Thank you for the plug.
What did I want to do again? Oh, check out feature. What was this again? Multi-actions.
Sure. Hopefully we get it to work on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Like the basic version.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, I think that's it for today. So recap what we did today is we made a bunch of things in the backlog, put a bunch of things in a backlog, and we picked the one we think that's the most pressing. By pressing, I mean I think really just things that we think is the coolest and want to implement in a way. And then hi cat, and then yeah, we are, I would say 70% into it, 70%, 80%.
Yeah.
The rest is
very close.
Your classic, outputting JSON format issue. I do think like maybe it's a model or something, like maybe there's a better model, a model better at outputting JSON somewhere. We just don't know yet.
Probably, yeah.
Okay, next time on Tuesday, 7:45 EST, we will continue with our action-taking LLM multiplayer 3D R3F real-time live game development.
That's a lot of buzzwords. I love it.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. Bye everyone.